The crystal chandelier cast dancing shadows across Mom's Versace dress as she reached for the stack of papers, her diamond tennis bracelet catching the light. We were gathered in the formal dining room for Dad's 65th birthday. The perfect time, they thought, to fix my life choices. "These transfer documents are for your own good, sweetheart," Mom said, her perfectly manicured fingers sliding the papers across our great-grandfather's mahogany table. "It's time to stop playing with those silly medical devices and join the real family business." I glanced at my father, who sat at the head of the table, swirling his 30-year-old Macallan. His silver hair and bespoke suit projected the image of success he'd cultivated over 4 decades in pharmaceutical sales. "Dad. Listen to your mother, Alexandra," he sighed, not meeting my eyes. "Henderson Pharmaceuticals needs you. Your sister Caroline is already vice president of sales. You could be heading up distribution within a year." Caroline, perfectly coiffed in her Chanel suit, gave me that sympathetic look I'd grown to hate. "It's not that your research isn't interesting, Allie. But let's be realistic. How long can you keep tinkering in that little lab of yours?" My little lab. A converted warehouse space where I'd spent the last 5 years developing revolutionary medical diagnostic devices. They dismissed my biomedical engineering degree from MIT as a phase, my research grants as hobby money, and my patents pending as pipe dreams. The family company's distribution division cleared $89 million last quarter, Caroline continued, checking her rose gold Rolex. "Meanwhile, you're burning through your trust fund on, what was it again? Microrobots. Nanoscale diagnostic devices," I corrected quietly, touching the simple silver watch on my wrist. A watch that contained more computing power than their entire corporate headquarters. "And I haven't touched my trust fund in 3 years. Mom waved her hand dismissively, her rings catching the light. "Regardless, it's time to grow up. These papers will transfer your pending patents to Henderson Pharmaceuticals. We'll have our legal team look them over, maybe find some useful applications. In return, you'll get a proper executive position." My phone buzzed silently in my pocket. Years of family dinners had taught me to keep it on vibrate, but this was the notification I'd been waiting for. Carefully, I slipped it out beneath the table. "Breakthrough patent approved. Diagnostic nanotech platform validated. Bidding starts at $5.8 billion. I took a slow sip of water, watching Mom arrange the transfer papers with the same precision she used to arrange her charity gala seating charts. My sister was already typing on her phone, probably messaging the board about her upcoming triumph in bringing me into the fold. "The sooner you sign, the sooner we can announce your new position," Mom continued. "I've already spoken to the country club about hosting a welcome reception. The Ashworth's son William will be there. He's single now, you know." I touched my watch, activating a secure channel to my legal team. The message was simple: execute Protocol Omega. "Before I sign anything," I said carefully, "perhaps we should discuss exactly what these patents entail." Dad's attention finally shifted from his scotch. "Your mother's right, Alexandra. It's time to be practical. Whatever these devices are, they'll benefit from Henderson Pharmaceuticals' resources." My phone buzzed again. "Who confirmation received. FDA Fast Track approved. Global Health Organizations standing by." "Actually," I said, straightening in my chair, "I think we should talk about how Henderson Pharmaceuticals might benefit from my resources." Caroline laughed, the sound echoing off the antique china displayed in the cabinet behind her. "Your resources? This cute Allie. What are you going to do, sell your little robots at a science fair?" The final notification lit up my phone. Major pharma companies initiating bidding war. Current offer, $6.2 billion and climbing. I stood slowly, smoothing my simple black dress. Not designer, but perfectly tailored. "No, Caroline. I'm going to revolutionize medical diagnostics. My little robots can detect diseases at the molecular level before symptoms even appear. They can monitor drug interactions in real time, prevent adverse reactions, and deliver targeted treatments." Mom's hand froze over the papers. "What are you talking about? The patents you're so eager to acquire?" I pulled up the approval notification on my phone, displaying it on the dining room's smart screens. "They were just approved. And they're worth significantly more than your distribution division's quarterly earnings." The color drained from Dad's face as he read the numbers. Caroline's phone slipped from her fingers. clattering against her Bernardod plate. That's impossible, she whispered. Is it? I touched my watch again, bringing up holographic displays of my technology in action. Microscopic machines danced through blood vessels, identifying cancer cells, detecting pathogens, and delivering precision treatments. While you were all planning my corporate makeover, I was changing the future of medicine. Mom's hands trembled as she reached for the transfer papers. Darling, surely we can discuss this as a family. We are discussing it, I said softly. Just not quite the way you planned. I checked my watch one last time. Now about those documents. The sound of shattering crystal cut through the room. Dad's Scotch glass had slipped from his fingers, spreading 30 years of single malt across the Persian carpet. But for once Mom didn't even notice the stain. She was too busy watching her carefully laid plans evaporate like morning dew under the harsh light of my success. The silence in the dining room was broken only by the gentle hum of my holographic displays, showing nanobots effortlessly navigating through human cells. The images cast an ethereal blue glow across the shocked faces of my family members, their carefully maintained composure cracking like thin ice. 6.2 billion? Dad finally managed, his voice barely a whisper. He reached for his Scotch glass, remembered it was in pieces on the floor, and instead gripped the edge of the table. That's more than Henderson Pharmaceuticals' entire market cap. Current market cap, I corrected, checking my watch. It's actually dropping as we speak. Word of my patents is already hitting the markets. Caroline scrambled to pull up her stock trading app, her perfectly manicured nails clicking frantically against the screen. Oh my God, she breathed. Our shares are down 12% in the last hour. The board is blowing up my phone. Mom's hand shook as she tried to discreetly slide the transfer papers back toward herself. I caught them with one finger, letting a small smile play across my lips. Looking for these? Don't worry, I've had my legal team prepare some alternative documents. I pulled out my own folder, the thick paper bearing my company's watermark. Quantum Diagnostics Incorporated, though they're quite different from what you had in mind. Alternative documents? Mom's voice had lost its usual commanding tone. Yes. You see, while Henderson Pharmaceuticals' distribution network is adequate for traditional medications, it's completely unsuited for my technology. I began laying out papers one by one. However, I'm willing to offer you a limited partnership agreement. Under my terms. And Miguel, Roberto added with fatherly authority, perhaps someday you'll understand what it means to aspire beyond serving other people's achievements. The words hung in the club's refined atmosphere as I folded linen napkins with mechanical precision. Each crease was exact, each corner perfectly aligned. The expertise came from years of luxury hospitality experience, though my family interpreted it as evidence of my limited aspirations. He probably thinks this is impressive, Elena whispered loudly enough for me to hear. Working at an exclusive club, being around accomplished people. But there's a fundamental difference between serving excellence and creating it. The club's president, distinguished member Thomas Blackwood, approached our gathering with ceremonial dignity. His movements reflected decades of managing the state's most exclusive legal establishment, understanding that tradition and discretion were equally important when serving the judicial elite. Your Honor, Thomas addressed my father with deep respect. Tonight's charity gala has exceeded all expectations. The legal community's generosity continues to inspire. Exceptional organization, Roberto replied, relaxed from premium spirits and professional recognition. This club represents everything we value about legal tradition and judicial integrity. You should feel honored to preserve such institutional heritage. Thank you, Your Honor, Thomas smiled with professional pride. Tonight is particularly significant for our organization and the broader hospitality community. How so? Isabel asked with curious interest, her judicial robes rustling softly. The fundraising results exceeded all projections, Thomas explained. We're pleased to announce that tonight's charity gala raised over $50 million for legal education scholarships. The family exchanged impressed glances. Roberto leaned forward with judicial interest. 50 million. That's extraordinary for a single evening. Requires exceptional organizational capability. Indeed, Thomas confirmed, then turned directly toward me. Mr. Martinez, Your hospitality empire's charity initiatives continue to set industry standards. The revelation struck the gathering like a perfectly timed gavel, silencing every conversation in the immediate vicinity. Carlos's confident smile froze on his face, his prosecutorial composure crumbling as he processed what he'd just heard. Thomas continued, unaware of the family dynamics exploding around him. Ladies and gentlemen, you have the privilege of being related to one of the most successful hospitality entrepreneurs in North America. The Martinez Hospitality Group operates 18 premium properties across 5 states, with tonight's gala representing their commitment to legal education. I folded the linen napkin I'd been holding and set it down calmly. Thank you, Thomas. How did the scholarship fund allocation proceed? Perfectly executed, sir. Your foundation's $50 million commitment will provide full scholarships for over 2,000 law students from underserved communities. Elena's wine glass remained suspended halfway to her lips, her confident dismissal of my abilities now transformed into dawning comprehension of her own misunderstanding. 18 properties? Carmen whispered, her voice barely audible above the classical music. The Martinez Hospitality Group includes luxury hotels, exclusive country clubs and premier event venues, Thomas confirmed professionally. Mr. Martinez has revolutionized the high-end hospitality experience while maintaining the personal attention that distinguishes each property. Maria's appellate court appointment suddenly seemed diminished compared to the business empire her brother-in-law had built while the family criticized his supposed lack of professional ambition. I should mention, I said calmly to Thomas, that tonight's celebration honors my father's distinguished judicial career. We're demonstrating our commitment to supporting legal excellence. Most appropriate, Thomas nodded with respect. Justice Martinez's contributions to constitutional law deserve recognition at our finest venues. Roberto was speechless. His judicial power felt useless now that he saw his son had built a multi-state hospitality empire. Mr. Martinez, Thomas said, Forbes wants your comment. The gala proves your empire values both profit and charity. My phone buzzed nonstop. CFO, lawyers, managers from different states. My business needed constant decisions. Fernando stared. 50 million in one night? Over 200 million each year, Thomas added. Martinez Hospitality is known for luxury and social impact. The laughter in the ballroom died. My family sat in silence, realizing who I really was. If you'll excuse me, I said, I have board matters. Thomas will handle Dad's party. As I left for the boardroom, I heard Roberto whisper to Elena, how long has he been building this? How did we miss it? The answer was 8 years. 8 years they were too busy doubting me, too blind to see my success. The party continued under the chandeliers and music, but the family dynamic had changed forever.